Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Dunn's Forge. Today we're going to do a little something different. We're going to do a little Q&A, or we're going to talk or ask questions about myself, about forging, about my business, and what we're going to do with it. So let's have a little fun today. All right, so question one is talk a little bit about myself. So it's a long story. I hope you're seated down for this. Just kidding. My name's Thomas Dunn, 31 years old. I was born in Georgia, raised in Northeast Florida. I went off to boot camp in 2007 for Marine Corps. I was 0311 Infantry. I was also 8152. I did security forces for the first 2 years, fast company. Then I went to my Victor unit in 2010 for 3-5, deployed out to Sioux in Afghanistan. I got out in 2012, went through welding school, taught myself how to make knives. Got a passion for it, moved up here, and now all I want to do is weld, fabricate, make knives. Something that I've had a goal for a long time, and something I'm hoping to just see where it can go. So how I got into forging. I actually was bored one day sitting on my buddy's couch, came across a YouTube video, How to Make a Knife by Aaron Gow. He's a Canadian knife maker, and he was making quote unquote an infantry knife. Of course, it caught my attention, and it was really simple, really basic stock removal. And after that video, I was hooked. I was like, I gotta know more. I watched all his videos. Anytime I heard a word, I Googled it, I looked it up, I found more information about it. So I went 6 months of thousands of hours of research, reading knife forums, buying books, reading books, all about stock removal, forging, material, the history, and found a few websites, bought some material, and attempted it in my pappy's garage. And now here I am, so much stuff and so much projects that I just want to keep doing and keep doing. So 6 years now, about 300 knives, going strong. What are my favorite things to forge? Well, my favorite things to forge is just drop point hunter knives. I don't know what it is about that. I'm a huge drop point guy. It's simple, it's basic, and this was gonna be a drop point variation. It turned into a little bit of a boo-boo that I had to correct, but just these more simplistic knives with a taper tang is just something that, I can't get enough of. What is the hardest thing to forge? So far, I'm actually attempting Damascus, and I did a little bit of forge welding with a fire poker. So right now, the hardest things for me to forge, because I don't have the necessary tongs and certain tools that I gotta make to help me out with certain things. So right now would be forge welding Damascus and doing certain, like on a karambit, on a certain pigtail rings. Now that I got a better anvil, it's easier, but the little bit more twist and bends is kind of hard right now, and I'm hoping to master it here shortly. My long-term goals for Dunn's Forge would be to expand to a 5,000 or bigger square foot shop with a nice fenced-in back, and would be to have 4 to 5 employees, to where I could have a full-time welder, a full-time blacksmith, a full-time assembler, a full-time helper, and a full-time marketer. And to be able to have, because right now I have knives in almost every state in America, and I have 2 knives in Australia, but I would love to have knives all over the world, and I would love to have furniture pieces all over the world, and to have a big local presence of welding and metal fabrication. All right, the question was, who are my inspirations? So when it comes to certain categories, I have different people I'm really inspired by. Right now, my #1 inspiration would be my dad and mom. They've always been there in my life, and they've really pushed me and made me the man I am today. I have one of my NCOs in the Marine Corps, Sergeant Doty. I think he might be a staff sergeant now. He's been a huge inspiration in overcoming obstacles, getting blown up, and just continuing to be a major badass in life. Vincent Rocco Vargas, and then the guys from Black Rifle Coffee Company are a huge inspiration. And then Laramie Jackson and Aaron Gow, Alex Steele for the knives making, blacksmithing. Those are my huge inspirations of life. And I'm hope to aspire to be on their same level one day. All right, what are some of my biggest mistakes since I've been doing this? I have a tendency to put the buggy before the horse. I get too excited and I try too much at one time. I've broke quite a few of knives forging, which is common. Messed up quite a few furniture frames. But you know what they say, that your success is not defined by how good you are. Your success is defined by how many failures you had and how you overcome those failures. All right, now this is a really cool one. What is some advice for anybody wanting to get into forging? What I would say to you is, believe it or not, YouTube is amazing. YouTube is your friend. There's a lot of great men and women out there that is sharing great knowledge and great passion. Don't be afraid to try something. Grab yourself a piece of railroad steel, grab yourself a piece of hardenable square stock or round stock and make an anvil. Go buy you a basic hammer. You ain't got to make one right now. Get you some cheap tongs or a cheap welder and weld some rebar onto the piece so you can grab it. You know, it's one of those things you got to experiment, you got to research, and you got to have fun with it. You know, this is a very easy hobby to get into. It's also a very expensive hobby to get into, but it don't got to be expensive at the beginning. All right, so why did I start this YouTube channel? Well, last year I combined my business from my profession, which is I'm a professional bridge welder, structural welder. I've been doing that for the last 6 years, and with my hobby of forging, blacksmithing, and then just creating items. I started this YouTube channel because, one, I mean, let's be honest, it's marketing. Marketing is key. But I also really wanted to have fun with it. I wanted to share what I'm doing, share the craft I love. And then Vincent Rocco Vargas, a great man, he suggested I should do a little video. And when he suggested I should do a little video, I was like, well, you know, what about YouTube? Do you think I should do a YouTube channel? And he was like, absolutely. I mean, people do YouTube channels for all kinds of reasons. And, you know, and I love to get my face out there to connect with other veterans, connect with other makers, connect with people that's interested in this type of hobby, this type of craft. And to really express what I'm passionate about, what I want to carry on to the future generations, bring my family into it, my 2 little girls, have them show you how things are done, and just, you know, enjoy it with the rest of y'all. You know, it's one of those things that I never would have saw myself doing, being behind a camera or in front of a camera, but I've had so much fun so far, and I can't wait to see where this goes. All right, y'all, I really appreciate so far of watching my Q&A. I had a lot of fun going through these questions and answering them. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you are interested in anything I have going on, I'll have links down below, but you can check out my Facebook and Instagram. I've got a lot of pictures of all my projects I've done, some future projects I'm gonna be taking on here this year. If you would like to support Duns Forge, I only ask just because if you support Duns Forge, it will help grow this channel, help with continuing these videos. We can produce awesome content. It's really easy. Just go to patreon.com/DunsForge. I'll have the link in the description. You can also go check out my website at dunsforge.com, where I've got fabulous merch, shirts, and hats. You can go to my Instagram and enter a chance to win this knife, which was the last 3 videos. I'll have episode 4 coming up, which I'm making the sheath for it. 20% of proceeds for anything that is bought on my website is going to the Semper Fi Fund, like I stated in previous videos. So that is something I'm really passionate about, helping out other veterans in any need that they, or in any of the causes that they need, with PTSD, being disabled, whether it's amputee, whatever the case is. I was part of 3-5, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines. I was in India Company in 2010 to 2012. We lost 25 brothers. We have multiple amputees, multiple wounded. And all the men that suffered received help from funds like the Simplify Fund, where they got housing that accommodated to their disability. They got help, they got job placements, they went and received counseling. Because right now we have that 22 veterans a day. I think it's more than that. A lot of the brothers that made it back home didn't make it back home very long. So to end veteran suicide, to end veteran mental issues, and to prevent homelessness and drug addicts, the Simplify Fund is a great organization to help prevent that and to help continue the growth of our men and women that paid a lot of sacrifices for our country. So if you would like to help support in any way necessary, go down to the description below, look at the links, check it out, tell me what you think in the comments, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification for future upcoming videos. All right, now thank y'all.